Well, good morning, Unity of London. Hope everybody's having a wonderful start to this beautiful sunny day. And if you're like me, you maybe jumped out of bed and hustled a little bit because the time has changed. So we're grateful that everyone's here. Welcome to everybody that's in the building there at 501 Nelson. Welcome to everyone else that's joining me online. I'm coming to you from beautiful downtown Dublin, Ohio. And a welcome to those that might watch us later on YouTube. And we're so grateful that you have been able to join us. So welcome home. And if you're new to Unity, well, maybe you're at home. You're sitting at home and wherever, whatever town or city or province or country that you might be living. But when we go home to our spiritual center at 501 Nelson Street in beautiful London, Ontario, we believe it's like a coming home. Greeting each other, getting our hugs, and reconnecting if we haven't seen each other maybe since last week or a couple of weeks. And at Unity, we celebrate abundance, the abundance of all things in the universe. There's always plenty for everyone, and we celebrate that plenty, and we share our abundance, knowing that as we share, it grows. Us Unitics also are open to new ideas. We know that through new ideas comes new reality. So we are open to those new ideas that might come, whether it's from the music today, our talk today, or maybe it's during our fellowship. But we also share mutual support, knowing that each and every one of us is a divine being, an expression of God, and here for a reason, and here to do our part in unfolding this thing we call life. We also come together for the connection and to share our 5 basic principles. So I welcome you, whether you're sitting at home and online or whether you're there at Unity. I invite you to speak and affirm our 5 basic principles. Principle number 1, God is. God is good and active in everything, everywhere. Principle number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. Number 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And principle number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And principle number 5, let's say this with zeal and be very zealous. I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. And we each and every day, each and every one of us does make a difference. One of those differences might be to be the change, pardon me, be the change that we're looking for. We inspire people to make a positive difference in the world, whether that's through sharing your abundance, sharing a smile, sharing a hug, a kind word. Words are so powerful, and you can inspire everyone through your words. And we also at Unity of London provide fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life. We do our very best to be as inclusive as possible, knowing that each and everyone brings something to the table, brings something to the group, and adds value to us, regardless of their past experience and knowledge. Together we learn more by sharing our knowledge and our thoughts and our spiritual transformation. And now we'll have a nice song.
Standing at the edge of the life I know, afraid to step forward, can't see what's below. I've come so far to the top of this hill, don't wanna go backward, I refuse to stand still. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap I'm gonna learn how to fly. Thought life was a lesson, like being in school, where I would be safe if I played by the rules. In the blink of an eye, the whole world can change. Till nothing's familiar, no sure thing remains. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep going, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. I'm through playing small, I want so much more. No fear at all, I'm ready to soar. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. Taking the leap, gonna learn how to fly. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly.
Well, that song reminds me of when Pauline did her talk, and we watched the person. We don't know if it was a man or a woman, but the woman in the flying suit and went flying. And just thinking about that and living it in our imagination excites us. Well, some of us, some of you might be a little bit scared, but that's okay. God's got you. So Unity Worldwide was founded over 130 years ago based on affirmative prayer. And so it's we have a unique and different way of praying than what many people are used to in traditional religions, but prayer is certainly our foundation. And so we often teach people about prayer. We have classes coming up on prayer. We are there available to pray with someone each Sunday, one-on-one. We have prayer Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, we have our prayer box in the front of the room that if you would like to have somebody have additional prayer, put their name on a slip of paper, put it in our prayer box, and that person will be prayed over here at Unity of London for 30 days and then on to Worldwide Unity or Unity in Missouri. And of course, we always have someone available to pray with you every Sunday if you'd like individual prayer. So at the building at 501 Nelson, we have lovely Don Brigulo waiting to pray with people following the service, or online. We have wonderful Wilda that just if you are online with anyone else, anyone that is online, just put a note in the chat that you'd like individual prayer at the end of the service, and Wilda will be happy to do that with and for you. And so now I invite you to join me in prayer. So if you're comfortable doing so, I suggest you close your eyes. And as you sit and take a couple of nice deep breaths, feel the chair supporting you. And know that Spirit is always supporting you, just like that chair will continue to support you, but only better, because there's nothing to fall apart. God's hands are always wrapped around us. And today we hold in prayer all of our Unity centers and any spiritual gatherings happening today. We also hold in prayer Unity Kitchener and the Canadian Licensed Unity Teachers. that are all across Canada. We invite you to take a few moments and whisper into the space the names of other people that you might like to include in our prayer. And of course, we include all of our Unity members, our friends, and our family, all those that are connected with us. And as we think about prayer today, I feel called to pray over our leaders and all those that watch the news and get rattled by it. We remind ourselves that no matter what's going on, no matter where we are, in amongst everything and in everything is God. So when you watch news, and if your mind takes you to a place that's not comfortable, that doesn't bring you joy, I invite you to look for God, look for spirit. We don't always understand what is unfolding, but we do understand that because spirit is in everything, everywhere, divine mind is unfolding life for us. When we look at a little piece of life, we can say it is good or it is bad. In reality, we know that it is all good. And if we think it might be bad, just wait, the story's not over yet. So as we take a few moments and feel the love that is within each of us, the love we have for ourselves, for our Unity community, our family, our friends, we allow that love to flow out of us and to the hearts of those that appear to be broken, that appear to not understand that love is where it's at. For love is the finest of all, and that is what spirit is, and that is what we are made of. So we must allow our joy and our love to flow. There's just no other way to go. And so as we listen to the music and the words today, we hold that in our heart and we move through the week, letting love and joy flow with and through us, knowing everything will be a-okay. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And now I invite our beautiful platform assistant, Nancy Youngson, to come up and read our daily word.
Thanks. Awake. I'm awake and fully present to life. That's what it says here. Awakening from sleep. I pause for a moment to feel the energy of a new day. Birds outside my window sing a greeting. My still closed eyelids sense the morning light. Letting go of the delicious relaxation of sleep, I stretch my limbs, open my eyes, and rise from my bed. Awake, fully present in mind and body and soul to each activity of this day and to each person I meet, I feel truly connected. I engage fully with my daily work, study, prayer, and recreation. I notice details in my surroundings and see expressions of love and kindness I may have overlooked. Each moment becomes more vivid and meaningful. Nothing feels ordinary when I am awake. My life is a journey of discovery and appreciation. And from Mark 13:37, and what I say to you, I say to all, keep awake. It's right there. Okay, this morning, we welcome back Pauline Duncan Thrasher, no stranger to us here. She was a teacher, and now she is a licensed Unity teacher. She was a speaker with Toastmasters and still is, and now she's our speaker for today and sharing the message, Discerning Positive Possibilities, Part 2.
Scott said to me, Pauline, are you going on a trip? And I said, yes. And I invite all of you to join me in the trip. We do not need the picture of me on the screen. Thank you very much. You can see me in person. For Jim, who's up close, hopefully, no, Jim can't see it. Maybe Marie Frost can. It says, discover your path. What is your path? Your path is a never-ending journey. Never-ending. It is a journey of infinite positive possibilities. Do you believe that? Do you feel that? Do you want to raise your hands and say, yay, yay, yay? Because if we can get that right through our whole system, from our toes to the tops of our head, if we can breathe it and believe it and live it, our life will never, ever be the same. It will be so enriched, so brimming over with divine presence that we will never, ever want to go back to where we used to be. Do you remember when you were a little kid and you used to go out to play? A lot of us talk about that on our daily prayer. And maybe your mother said, go, don't come back until it's dark. Or maybe your aunt, in my case, my aunt, said, well, you can pack up a little lunch and then just go and have fun and come back when you're ready. We were open to whatever might happen. And then, as we grew older, we started to put ourselves in a little box and say, this is me. This is me. I'm a teacher, and don't expect me to act any differently anywhere. Or, this is me. I'm a secretary, prim and proper, and I know exactly every key on the keyboard. But we're more than that. Way, way more. And you might think, what is in here? Well, some of it's just book. I shouldn't say just books, amazing books. But I also have something that I'm going to give a dear friend today. This is a wee angel. Just a little simple angel. Not fancy, not made of crystal, not shiny. She's just dressed in a little brown robe with 3 little stars hanging. And maybe those stars represent faith, hope, and love. Think about it. Faith in your divine, positive possibilities. Hope that your life is just unfolding and blossoming and blooming like the flowers that will be soon blooming outside. And love that Sylvia already talked about. And you might have seen 2 people up here who came up with microphones, Kate and Lorraine. And they came up to rev you up, to get you going with song. Sadly, I chose songs that weren't super revved up, but they will come up again for the next song after partway through the program. And I hope that you will sing along with them because they're investing their energy, their belief, their positive possibilities, and they're reaching out to you, our community, in person with the lyrics on the screen so that you can sing along. What does that do for you, singing along? It reminds you of the message. It says, oh yes, we can fly. Oh yes, our spirits can soar. Oh, yes, we are grateful. So this will go to my dear friend after, and it has my dear friend's name on it, so it can be hung upon an angel tree. But I want you to think, what angels do you carry with you? What angels are in your heart? Or do you let yourself be swayed and chucked off and annoyed by the news? The angel in your heart is like your divine presence, always with you. I chose a couple of books today. One is by Ellen Langer called Mindfulness. Don't worry, I'm not going to read the whole book to you. I'm not going to read any of it. I just want to tell you about an experiment that she did many, many years ago in a nursing home. And I share it because this is a chapter about mindful aging. Mindful aging. Now, we're all aging. That's just fact of life, right? It starts when we're born. And some people say, no, I don't want to age. No, don't tell anybody my age. Somehow thinking that the number determines who they are. It only determines who you are if you allow it to. Your vibrancy and your energy inside are determined by you saying, right now, I am more than I have ever been in my whole life. Maybe you have a sore foot. Maybe you have a sore back or a sore neck or other pains that are really horrible that you didn't have when you were a little kid. But you have something more. You have the wisdom of a lifetime. You have the opportunity to still make choices. So this was her experiment. Ellen Langer, mindfulness. She had an experimental group and a control group. She went to the nursing home. Ahead of time, they did a little test on the people in both groups. They were both people in their late 70s, early 80s. Some of you are way younger than that, but just pretend. And they did a little assessment of their personality types. Were they upbeat? Were they cheerful? Were they adaptable? Were they sociable? And they were all fairly similar in type. And then they began the experiment. And the experiment was simple. These were people in the nursing home. They gave each person a plant, a house plant. And to the experimental group, they said, here's your house plant. You get to choose when you water it, how much water you give it. Will you put it in the shade or will you put it in the sun? And they chose how they would look after the plant. To the control group, they said, here's a house plant. Don't worry, the staff will help you look after it. The staff will let you know when to water it, and the staff will let you know where you should put it. Do you see the difference? One group was given choice, and the other group was told, don't worry, we'll take care of you. The experiment went on. So the experimental group was told this: going to have a movie night every week, Thursday night and Friday night. You get to choose whether you want to go to the movie or not. If you go to the movie, do you want to go Thursday night or Friday night? The control group was told, we're having a movie on Thursday night and you're going. Somebody will come and take you. See the difference? there was more to the experiment. Had to do with visitors. The experimental group was told this: you get to choose where you interact with your visitors. You can visit with them in your bedroom, in the dining room, outside, maybe go for a walk with them. And the control group was told, don't worry about anything. The staff will take care of it. The results of this experiment were quite astounding. And they didn't just last for a few months, because the group was both groups were followed up on. The group that was given more independence, more choice, more responsibility were more cheerful, more healthy, and lived longer. Because they were exploring within their limits positive possibilities. I chose to share this because I think it's meaningful for all of us. How many things do you do in your life right now that are, oh, I always get up, I always do the same thing every morning, every noon I do the same thing, and my life just goes on and on, the same. I invite you to consider adding some adventure, some spice. Try new food. Try a new route. Try meeting some new friends. And if you think this is just about practicality, no. It is about our consciousness. Another book. Deepak Chopra. 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Deepak Chopra has been writing books almost his whole life. And he has a whole section in here about pure consciousness, pure spirituality. And basically, the message is this: we get to tap into our pure consciousness, our awareness through our spiritual selves, through our oneness with divine presence. And how can we do that? Meditation is a huge aspect. Choosing to be silent. Turn off the TV. Turn off the radio. Close the book. Close the door. Go into a room by yourself, into your favorite chair. Don't go to sleep, but just be quiet. See how long you can do that. And if you're like Nancy or other people who love to be outside, do it outside. Find a spot and be quiet. Turn off all the noise. Remove yourself from noisy traffic. And in that quietness, you will find, maybe not at the beginning. At the beginning, there's all the inner dialogue and the clamor that wears us out. When you choose to do this, it's different than when somebody makes you do it. Remember when you were in school and the teacher said, shh, no talking. And then you really wanted to talk. But this is where you choose it. You go into that quiet place. And in that quiet place that you have chosen, you connect with oneness. You connect in a very special way with your spirituality, your inner consciousness. That is divine, positive possibility, way of being. Try it. try it one day every week. Just try it and see what it's like for you. Go into it as though you were packing up your suitcase and going for a little trip, a fun trip. And there is another, I didn't bring the whole book. I was a big fan, and so was Lorraine. We talked just before the presentation of Norman Vincent Peale. He wrote a long, long time ago, way before all the modern day writers. And guess what he wrote about? Positive possibility thinking. And he said this: when you expect the best, there's more, but I just want you to think of that 3-word phrase. Right now, are you expecting the best or the worst? If you listen to the news, you might be expecting the worst. If you turn off the news and tune into your inner divine presence, you can truthfully expect the best. When you expect the best, you release a magnetic force in your mind, which by a law of attraction tends to bring the best to you. When you expect the best, expect it. And when your mind says, that's not the way I think, Pauline, well, change your thinking then. Or stay the way you think. When you expect the best, something happens in your mind and you start to attract the best. You start to see positivity around you. You start to feel a positive energy. You're generating it, and it's coming straight back to you and surrounding you. I hope that sounds exciting and possible and doable, because it is. It's possible even for people in the hospital, even for people who are paralyzed, even for people who've suffered grievous losses, to expect the best. And the final book that I have was written by 3 amazing Unity spiritual leaders, all ministers, all speakers, all writers. Reverend Kelly Izola, who taught a couple of courses that I took, Reverend Jane Simmons, and Reverend Rima Bonario. And it's called, Who Have You Come Here to Be? 101 Possibilities for Contemplation. They weren't satisfied with just one. And it is truly an amazing book. Mine is sort of falling apart, but it has many lovely messages in it. And the messages are all about possibility thinking. Beautifully illustrated. And if you're saying, well, could I read it? Maybe. If you came up to me right after the service and you promised on your word of honor that you would get it back to me in 2 weeks. The first person who comes and asks, but you have to give it back to me. You can see that I've got all kinds of little tabs in it. And here's one that I just opened at random. And it says, brave. How brave are you? Does it take courage to believe in positive possibilities? Oh, yes, it does. It takes courage to believe in them, and it takes courage to live them. It's easy to just go along the way you've been going on. Calm, calm. Put on your tall boots and get ready to go walking. hiking, striding, exploring, adventuring. You don't have to do what Vanessa does, go from continent to continent to continent. You don't have to do that. You can do it right in your own city. You can do it in your own home. You can do it sitting right here in your own mind by saying to yourself, right now, this minute, I open myself to being one with divine presence. I open myself to being one with divine presence. Are you ready? I open myself to being one with divine presence. So what does that mean? It means anything you want it to mean. Anything you choose to have that mean. One thing is absolutely certain. Your choice determines your life. Your thoughts determine your positive vibrations. Your thoughts of oneness with divine presence, or God, or spirit within, or love, or faith, or hope, determine how happy you'll be, how fulfilled you'll be, and what you can do with what you have right now. I believe in you. Do you believe in you? I believe that every single person here is here for a reason. And life is so full of adventurous opportunities to determine, why are you here right now, this moment? There's a reason. And the reason might be sitting right beside you or in front of you. You're here for a reason. And you can give that reason a little hug if you want, or a smile, or hold the hand to say, I know I'm here for a reason. Discern your positive possibilities. Take time to think of them. Explore them and hug them close to you. And then be ready to go out and adventure in the world. Let us now go into meditation. I invite you to close your mind. Close your mind. I was doing so well. Well, I don't know if I was doing so well, but close your eyes. Leave your mind open. And just relax into your chair. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Feel the centering power within you. Just absorb the whole concept of you being one with all that is love, with all that is faith, with all that is wisdom. You, love, faith, hope are all one. You are divine presence in this world right now, as surely as I stand here. You are divine presence. Feel the positive energy that just flows all the way through you. Feet up to the top of your head. Shoulders out to the tips of your fingers. Positive energy all flowing throughout your being. And for the next few moments, you will be still and quiet And if thoughts flit in and out, that's okay. Give them a little flick and say, I don't need you right now. Just to absorb. All that you need is quiet and peace. I'll let you know when we'll return. As we prepare to return, we affirm, I am positive possibility in action. I am positive possibility in action. I am positive possibility in action. Nothing will stop me. Nothing will stop me. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Well, thank you so much, Pauline, for a wonderful talk. And uh, the experiment certainly was a good experiment and a clear way of understanding that when we have those choices, that it's so much better for everyone. But it also reminded me that I think sometimes many of us, when we have people around us that are maybe a little bit older or having some challenges, that it's important for us to watch how much we help them or hinder them. And helping is suggesting that they make choices. Hindering is to make choices for them. So a very clear message and a great reminder that we are all positive possibilities in action and open to whatever comes our way. And there's always some great surprises on their way or unfolding for us. So thanks so much again, Pauline. And we'll have another song.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, 'cause it's all so clear. I am held, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well, I am well. And now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now I know when I just let go that I have all I'll ever need. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well, I am well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I am well, I am well. All is well, all is well. I am well. Ooh-wee.
Wonderful song. So now we come to a time where we thank people for sharing during the week their time and their talents, and certainly on a Sunday, people share their time and their talents to make our 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 service happen and get it recorded and all the great things. But we also appreciate all the financial gifts that everyone shares. For sharing our prosperity allows us to be more prosperous. And so we affirm much prosperity and abundance for Unity of London, all of our members and those that are connected with us. And of course, we accept donations, offerings, or tithes by check, by credit card or debit, and using our machine in the building. You can give by using the Tithely site. And many of us now do e-transfer to unityoflondon@hotmail.com. And just a reminder, when you do send an email to unityoflondon@hotmail.com for any financial gifts, whether please put a message in there, whether it's your gift or your tithe, or if you are paying for an upcoming class, that you make note that that's what the money's for. You've bought a book, that's what the money's for, so that when our lovely Hilda does bookkeeping and posts our offerings, that she puts it in the right and perfect place. And so because the prosperity blessing is up, I'm going to assume that the ladies, or there's two people at the front of the room that have collected the offering, and I invite you to join me in the prosperity blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And so we let it be. Dun, 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 dun. And now it's time for our announcements for the week. So prayer training. So join us to learn about affirmative prayer and how to pray with others. And it's coming up this next weekend on Saturday, March the 15th. And you can learn about affirmative prayer on Saturday and Sunday for a small donation of $50. There will be supplies provided as well, a binder and information that you don't have to write all of it, but I'm sure you'll want to take some notes. So we look forward to those of you that are joining us this coming Saturday from 9:30 to 4, and then Sunday following next Sunday service from 12 till 3. And then for those that would like to carry on and become a prayer chaplain for Unity of London, the additional training will be on Saturday, March 29th from 9:30 to 4. And that's only an additional $30. And certainly in the spirit of unity, no one is ever turned away. So if you'd like to learn about prayer and you feel you can't afford the $50, certainly no one's ever turned away from our doors. And so we look forward to having a great time. Oh, I think we missed something. Yep, there we go. Wednesday nights, as always, Chapman's providing music for everyone in London and surrounding area, depending on how far you are. But every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9. This Wednesday, it'll be the Riverside Trio, which is made up of Paul Mills, Paul Ogard, and Martin Horak. And they have a special guest, Bernie Gilmore. And as always, very affordable, $10 cash at the door, or you certainly can email Jim your $10. But if you are looking for something to do, need to be livened up maybe a little bit on a Wednesday, partway through the week, or you just want to hang out with some cool people and do a little bebopping, come on out on Wednesday nights to 501 Nelson Street in London, Ontario. And it's Celebration Sunday. So as we're coming to a close of our service, think about what are you celebrating this wonderful month of March. And I know many of us are going to be celebrating spring is springing, but please be prepared to come to the front of the room, or if you're online, to share on Zoom what you're celebrating this month of March. And now our prayer for protection. I invite you to affirm this with me. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. And the presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. And wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And in the spirit of Unity of London, we say, yay, God. And now I invite you to, if you're in the chapel, that you stand up, join the hands in a circle, and we'll do our peace song.